part 2, past lives and ancient wisdom. So welcome to part 2. Part 1 was really well received. I want to say thank you for all the emails and connections and messages and likes that you have shared with me from part 1. So today I'm going to share a little bit more knowledge. I don't think this video will be as long as the last one. So let's just move into the flow. So what I want to do is, before we move forward with this sharing of channeled Sumerian past lives from myself, I want to just allow us all to sit in a space of that soul experience. Okay, so you don't have to join in with this, but you can. And the reason I like to do this at the beginning of the video is just so we're all sat within the same vibration, similar vibration should I say, and that our hearts and souls are all connecting in that unity consciousness as close as it can do. And so what that does, it really helps you decipher what information is and resonates for you, and helps you remember any Sumerian past life you may have had as well, or any other past lives. Okay, so this is part 2, and just to let you know, on the 1st of December this year we will be doing a live and face-to-face journey to the Sumerian past life, so everybody can participate in this, which is really exciting. But for now, let's all meet at the unity consciousness part. And so I invite you to close your eyes or look forward and gaze. You can bring the hands to prayer, or you can lay your hands across your chest. Just do what feels right in these subtle moments of time. And we just ask now the breath to come online, to be fully online, that our breath, our vital life force, breathes for us now. Breathes for us now. And as our breath comes online, we now ask our heart to come online. Our heart's signature, its resonance, its beats, to be fully online. And for the breath and the heart's resonance to collaborate and connect and engage and move through and around us energetically. We then find that stillness, that sweetness, that quiet place all around us. It's like somebody has put a quiet barrier all the way around you. And when you feel that shift into gentle stillness of quietness, that's where you're allowing the soul to step forward and allowing yourself to be very present. So take a lovely, wonderful deep breath in, and then let go. So welcome now. We do welcome now. And anybody what's joining me today live, it would be nice to know who you are and where you're from, and if you can drop that in the comments, that would be really nice and wonderful to know who I'm engaging with today. And if you don't want to do that, that's absolutely fine as well. But welcome. So this is part 2 of Past Lives and Ancient Wisdom, where I'm sharing with you this wonderful, wonderful energy of Sumerian past lives. Oh, wonderful. Hi, I can see you online now. Oh, yeah. It's not just you, it's wonderful for you to be online. Okay, so today I want to talk about mathematics and journeying to Elohim. Journeying to Elohim. I just want to talk about that. It's a very, very wondrous place. So before we start, what I want to share with you is part of these past life journeyings and acknowledgements and wisdom that has been coming through. Part of that has come through in mathematics. So I'm not a mathematic genius whiz or anything like that. And it was quite interesting when I was guided that my past lives were revealing mathematical to me. And I thought that this was very, very interesting because as I say, I'm not a mathematical genius at all. So it was really, really interesting and beautiful to know that I had a past life where I thought I was going to be very mathematical. In fact, in turn, it's something quite different. I was shown some mathematical equations from my Sumerian guides and they channeled them to me. So I wrote these mathematical constructs down. And when I say mathematical constructs, it's more numbers that open up the keys to consciousness, the keys to doorways. So these mathematical configurations that I've been given through to me and channeled to me were these are very, very much portals. So obviously having these portals and being channeled to you from a Sumerian guide, I've absolutely journeyed. Now, I know the first 2 that came through were very, very interesting. The second one, the second mathematical equation and construct that I was given, the name was, the way they wrote it to me, my guides, was Doors to Elohim. So it was my third one I channeled, Doors to Elohim. So I kind of heard about Elohim, but I wasn't sure, hadn't retained any information in my consciousness. I'd heard a guided meditation on YouTube before from Steve Noble, what brought through Elohim, and I was really, really intrigued when I have this mathematical equation sent through to me. So obviously I had the Doors to Elohim come through. Now I have a mathematical equation, and this mathematical equation is one that we will be journeying with live on the 1st of December this year. That is going to be part of the journey into the ancient past, okay, where we will do that all together and we will all get to feel and experience that energy. So obviously I asked for more information from my guides with regards to this doorway, and it was really, really beautiful because obviously they show you, but they show me, my guides show me. So I went through this mathematical equation and it was done in a very certain way. And this mathematical equation took me to this time and place which was so quiet, so quiet, and so peaceful. Now, I've been channeling for quite a while now, and have been channeling with groups and one-to-ones, and we have really brought peace online. We really have. We have really felt peace. So I thought, and then I went through this doorway of this mathematical equation, and oh my, the peace that I felt was just so incredible. Okay, so I'm just going to share a little bit of that with you. 2 minutes. Okay, just switching on my electrics. My charge is just going down, so apologies. So this beautiful mathematical equation very instantaneously brought me into a world of peace. And I say a world of peace because that's absolutely what it feels like. It brought me into a world of peace. And I felt like my energy was just there on my own. The energy was so pure there. So this is the journey to Elohim. And it was really interesting in the fact that I felt like I was the only energetic being of light, consciousness. But they wanted to show me that, you know, show me the difference between the energy which is here on our earth, our world, and feeling that unity part of consciousness, and moving through this doorway to Elohim and feeling that graciousness of purity, of pure, utter tranquility, which just felt beautiful. And I can't wait to journey and show people this. But there's some really interesting feelings that came up for me. So I'm going to share those now. So, sorry. DLH. Oh, man's just... Come on, buddy. Are you coming up? Come on, are you going to come and talk to the viewers with me? Come on then, let's come on up. No. Okay. Sorry about that. So, it was really interesting. So the energy was so still and pure and beautiful and quiet and peaceful and tranquil. All of that just really encapsulated the whole of my being. But at the same time, there was this really profound sexual energy there. There was this energy of no male and no female. It was a sexual energy of both, and it was really profound. And it was like an energy where the sexes were not split. It was complete unity of sexual energy there. And they showed me that the original templates, when we go back to the original templates, how truly what we call sacred in our time now, how truly sacred the energy was. But when I say sacred, it was joyful, it was fun, it was charismatic, it was creative. And it was a little bit presumptuous that it would happen as well. You know, that sex would happen. And that really gave me a lot of hope as a woman, because and I know it's not just as a woman, but for men as well, of the constructs that we've been placed within to talk about and feel about sexual energy. And, you know, there is, I'll go back to it again, there is a lot of religion what has gone back to, you know, sex before marriage, and you can't have sex with a lot of people because it means X, and society makes you a this, that and the other. But this energy isn't promiscuous, but it's fun and joyful and accepting. It's truly like this sexual energy was very, very accepting. And I find that encouraging, that we have an original template of mankind, of humanity, where this exists. And we can move back to that original template and reignite it. So what I want to just talk about is, let's remember how we shifted from mankind to man. And that was through the greed and disconnection. But did the disconnection come first, or did the greed come first? And I think that's a very interesting story. Did the greed come first, or did the disconnection? And it was the disconnection. The disconnection from as above, so below, and mainly to the unity consciousness through the heart. That disconnection took place first, and then the separation of greed. But it's like when we say that, it's not a matter of hours and days, it's momentarily, how instantaneously how those two trigger points was within like literally breaths of each other. Okay, which I find quite exciting when I really dig back to that. Okay, so what happened was, because we've shifted from a time and place of mankind and connecting heart to above, to below, and to all sentient living things and beings, and being in this unity consciousness of peace and tranquility and beauty. That separation of greed also triggered a different way of how man started to look at and bring online a different sexual energy, because of the disconnection to earth, to sky, and to self, and stopping that downloading, uploading information coming through. The way we looked at sex really changed, and that's where separation really started to come online. It's quite an incremental place, and it's quite an incremental time for how these manifestations came online, and how now we look all these thousands of years down the line, how we're reliving our ancestry, we're reliving the past in a present future with different technologies. Okay, so the hope that I feel as a human being is that we've got this opportunity and chance to rekindle, reignite the original templates and really come home, and to really allow our souls to move us back to our original templates, because we have that intelligence. But this beautiful energy of creation, and it was of healing as well. This sexual energy was of creation and of healing. You know, it wasn't like it was, oh, this is a sex energy, you know. It was, I just want to make that clear. It was beautiful and profound chemistry of creation in its pure and original form, in that original template, before greed and disconnection come through. So that was just one of my beautiful experiences. And then there is another. So putting that kind of to one side, what I've just spoke about, as I walked through this peace and tranquility, it felt like water was running through the air. So the air felt like water, and that's how I describe this nothingness that I felt, the nothingness of grace, the nothingness of beauty, the nothingness of unpolluted streams of water flowing and around me as I went through the doors of Elohim. And I'm just re-triggering that memory now. And it's such a space of nothing, but the feeling of something beautiful that I've never experienced as a human being in this life form. So that gives me great hope that going back to the original templates and feeling this beautiful unpolluted stream of water, the tranquility and the beauty that it brings, allows us all to be re-triggered in our souls to understand and feel that sweetness of Elohim, and allowing that energy to show us as a human, to have that experience and to have that feeling and knowledge to recreate manifestations of utter peace on earth, to bring peace on earth, to allow heaven to be on earth. And I'm really encouraged by that also. And then there was another finding that I had. I could hear beautiful sounds that were not in ABC, but tones and sounds of pure, delicate, intricate energy holding creations together. And it was of sounds that I've never heard before. And I know I've heard sounds of dolphins and whales and the trees. And when I've been in meditation and connected with my guides before, I've never heard these sounds before. And they were just such beautiful sound constructs of original templates of the sounds that is holding the creations together through vibration and harmonics. And through this creational sound, I'm going to say, There was no separation. No separation at all, just total connection of oneness, but no busyness within that oneness. Just no busyness, just absolute pure stillness. And from feeling this and from listening to how the yogis and gurus and ascended masters came to a place of pure stillness and oneness, I now really understand. I thought I understood before from doing beautiful practices every day. But now I've gone through this doorway and this gateway and have been shown the original template of creation. That is something else. It really is something else. And as I say, I can't wait to share that on the 1st of December. But you know, I felt all the time, I felt this real coolness, but I was never cold. It was just like a coolness, like a selenite energy. If you've ever held a selenite crystal, it was like a selenite coolness, just nurturing coolness. And I felt so soothed, and all my cares were just washed away. They was not present. My cares did not matter in that moment. And that really showed me and inspired me that oneness and unity can really be obtained by us all, for us all. And it inspired me to share that we actually do have too much noise. Even somebody what has a dedicated daily beautiful practice which is organic, and I flow into that and I flow into my work, there is still too much noise. And being able to show others now into this gateway for people to feel that quietness and how we can get there is really inspiring, and again will really help us move back to that heaven on earth, which is amazing. But yeah, my cares just felt very washed away, and like it was cares that I didn't even know was relevant, what was there, but obviously they're in my subconscious. There must be some worry, but while I was through that doors of Elohim, there was nothing. It was just, I say, pure creation. And then, you know, I was whispered while I was in this place that this Elohim is a gateway to Sumeria, and that I can travel to Iraq and Syria through this gateway, that this gateway of mathematical equation of portal of energy is a wonderful, wonderful gateway to travel astrally, projecting, spiritually sending your energy to this place. And I just thought that was really, really beautiful, and I really wanted to share that today. And I feel really, really excited that I'm going to get to share this with others as well. And, you know, when we travel through this doorway, this gateway together, there will be information that you will retrieve and bring back, which will help us move through these templates that are on earth now, and will help us really re-anchor, re-coordinate and realign. That's very, 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 very exciting. Okay, so they're my sharings and findings from that experience, and I hope you can feel the sincerity of the words, despite the dog barking, our Baxter barking when the DHL and somebody else turned up outside. I hope you can feel that sincerity, because I feel it now. I feel that energy now and that sincerity. I can feel it really streaming through me now as I talk about it. So as usual, I would be really interested in your findings. You can drop them into the comments, or just say hi in the comments, or leave me a love art in the comments if you know you got something out of this video. You know, just drop me a love heart to let me know that a little bit of love came to you today through this transmission, through this sharing of this past life. And this is really quite a vulnerable side of me to open up and share my findings, you know, because they are very personable and educational for me. But I know that the findings and the journeying to these portals of energy that I've been gifted, because I do feel I've been gifted them, and I'm very thankful for them, to be able to share that with others is just going to be so beautiful and wondrous and interesting in who's going to light up with me and enjoy journeying to the original templates. Okay, so thank you for joining me. As usual, you can drop me an email, klm@allthingsnatural@gmail.com. You can put comments in the comments. Please, please, please like, and please share with anybody who loves ancient wisdom, anybody that's into channelings, anybody that's into psychic, anybody who's into healing, anybody who is into really just bringing online abundance and the original creation of what was once here, because we can rethread, we can reseed. We are all seeds of creation, and we've all got the opportunity to be able to bring back online, to remember the purity and unity of what there is, what there once was, and that what there is to be. Okay, and it will come. So thank you for being a part of this video. A little bit disjointed because Baxter decided he wanted to really join me today, but it's all part of the lives. So enjoy your day, enjoy your week, enjoy your month, and until next time, take care.